Hello everyone. So as you can see, my 2 feet aquascape that I made recently, the video is up on my channel. It has been 1 month for this tank, and the growth, as you can see, is massive. The plants are exploding, all the fish are happy. I didn't have any fish losses, but the last pleco that I had, she jumped out of the tank. I don't know why. So she died, and I got another pleco, a smaller one. But as you can see, the water is crystal clear, the plants are growing fine, no signs of algae at all, literally no signs of algae. The new growth of plants has no speck of algae on it, and all the fish are doing good. In just one more thing happened, I put some shrimps in. I think some 5 or 6 shrimps I put in this tank, but all of those were murdered by my betta fish. So I guess my betta fish is not supposed to live with any crustaceans, but she's not doing any harm to the snails or the guppy fish, because maybe guppies are too fast for the betta to catch up to. Apart from that, the tank is doing really well, but as you can see, the plant growth is so much that we are going to have to do a trimming session for this tank right now. So that's what we are going to do today. So guys, there has been a problem actually. When I was doing water changes, uh, some of the plants got uprooted, and afterwards I was so frustrated I ended up taking out all of these bacopa in front and the rotala. So what we are going to do, I was just giving them a trim, but I also noticed that the lower leaves had dead algae on it, which was looking very bad. So I just took out of all of those plants. I took it out, and I'll be planting out the new trimmings, the top part of the plant, back into the tank. And also I've made some adjustments to the hardscape, the wood. Once I refill the tank back up, you'll see how I have arranged it now. I think it looks a lot more better than having two different pieces of wood. A single center focus part of a driftwood would look much more better. So I'll get back to you when I refill the tank. Yeah, as you can see, a bucket full of plants from just a 2 feet of tank. A bucket full of plants. There's kabamba here, there's limnophila, there's bacopa, there's rotala, and all other plants are there. So I was not expecting this much growth. This is just totally awesome. Also, my DIY CO2 reactor. This one has yeast and sugar mixture. That one is just a bubble counter, and just a wooden stick from you can take from chopstick or a broom. It works really well. Okay, so there's a situation here. Actually, I ended up taking out all of the plants out, most of them actually. So I took out rotala, all of the rotala. I took out the kabomba dwarf variety, that is moneri, and I also took out cryptocorin banditi that was growing here in a bunch, and I also took out pennywort, old pennywort, and Brazilian pennywort, and I decided that I'm going to change the whole layout of the planting. So technically this will be a little rescape for the whole tank again. So I don't know what got into me, but I think let's do it. And I don't know if it's going to be a mistake, because the tank was doing really great till now, and I just messed up with the whole system. And while taking out the plants, a lot of the mud and the gunk got into the water column, and as you can see, the water is a lot muddy right now. But I'll keep the tank running on the filter for a few hours to see if it clears up, and within that time I'll do the planting. So during the planting, if any more gunk comes out of the substrate, then again we are going to keep the tank running for 2 to 3 hours on the filter again. So let's see how this goes, and let's start with the planting. As you can see, very much muddy water. You can see so much mud and dirt got into the water column while I uprooted all these plants. So the cryptocorin was growing here, right here, and it was growing really well. But okay, let's say where this goes now. I've already done it, so no going back now. We'll just have to find a better placement for that plant. But I did not take out this plant, and this is I guess my Myriophyllum parrot feather it's called, but the scientific name happens to be Myriophyllum. So this is already a very slow growing plant in my tank. It's actually a fast growing plant, but it requires high amount of light, high CO2, high fertilizers. So in this tank it's growing, but it's not growing quite as fast, so we'll keep it as it is. And this one here, let me just okay, so what this is, actually the hair grass was dying off in my shrimp tank, so I decided to plant some of the surviving hair grass in this little bowl here and attach it to the wall. And there is a lot of what we call compost, vermicompost down here, and with a thin layer of black sand on it. And as you can see, the hair grass is doing fairly well, and it's growing new shoots. And this one in the middle, I actually received a single stem with just one leaf of Hydrocotyl tripartita. It was just one leaf. So in my last shipment of the plants, that the video is up on my channel, if you want to see, you can go and see it. So when we received the shipment, there was just a single stem with a single leaf of Hydrocotyl tripartita. So I planted it in this tank, and as you can see, it's growing, and it's growing nicely. So let's see how it does, and let's see how the tank goes now. I'll show you the further process of how I place the plants. Maybe I'll place it more aesthetically this time, so the fish are more visible. Okay, so we have sorted out all the plants, and these are the plants that we are going to plant back in the tank. These ones I'm going to put in a tub, in our breeding tubs, and these ones we are going to plant them back into the tank. Also, you can see so much of just long stems, extra yellowing leaves. I've taken them out. Okay, so we have finished with the planting. I have just randomly planted all the cuttings of Rotala here, Bacopa and Gold Pennywort and Brazilian Pennywort, and the back side I've placed the Cryptocorin, and in between behind these rocks I've placed the Corymbosa hygrophila. So another cuttings of Kabomba and Limnophila in the background, and Kabomba here behind this big rock. So all the planting is done. Now we are going to let the tank sit for overnight to clear up the muddy water, and then we are going to do a big water change. Also here in the foreground I'm going to be adding a new layer of sand just to make it look even and not all the gravel in between. So we have topped up the substrate with a new kind of, it's a gravel, I won't call it a sand, it's a gravel with a very fine size. It was sold by the name of sand, but it looks like more gravel to me. So we have done that, and yeah, the front looks actually a lot pretty than before. What is up with you? Oh my god. Okay, so all the things are done. Now we wait for the growth to come back and the tank to clear up. So this is how it's looking right now. So many of you might think that this was a bad idea. The tank was looking much more pretty, much nice previously, but according to me, the fish have a lot of room to swim right now, and there will be much more growth of the plants right now in this condition. When they have a lot of space to grow, they will grow faster, which means much more absorption of nitrates and ammonia and nitrites. So water will be still the water will stay safe. It's not that the water quality will drop or anything. And eventually when the plants start reaching the surface of the water level, you have to trim the plants. There is no other option. You have to trim them, or you can trim them and plant the tips if you still have the space in the tank, or you can just leave it as it is after the trimming. But this time I decided to take out all the root structure and just plant the top trimmings of the plants. So that is what I've done in the Rotala, in the Kabomba, in the Limnophila and Bacopa. So I trimmed all the plants, I removed the base root structure and the remaining stem, and I placed all the top trimming parts of the plant because they are the ones with most healthy growths. As you can see here, Bacopa is having a lot of healthy growth, and it was the top part of the plant, and I removed the base stem with the root and I planted this top part. Same with the Limnophila in the back, Kabomba in the back of the stone. I'm not sure if you can see clearly. There it is in the back side. Eventually they will all grow and cover the black background. Even the Limnophila, it will all grow. Ludwigia here in the middle of the background. They will all eventually grow and cover up all the background and make the tank look exactly the same like it was before. So, was this really necessary? Uh, the short answer is no, and a technical answer will be a little bit. It was necessary because the tank mates were getting, you can see how much space is there right now. But previously, the tank mates were having a lot of trouble with the swimming space. The tank was getting cramped. The betta fish was not able to swim between all those growing branches of Limnophila and Kabamba. And yeah, so right now they have a lot of room to grow, to swim around, and beta will be happy, the guppies will be happy. They have new babies right now. You can see all the babies swimming on the top. Eventually, if I get the chance to catch them, I'm going to put them in the grow out tub along with the other babies. So yeah, that's all for now. See you in the next video. Okay, so next video is going to be about a desi DIY pond using a tub, a plastic tub. So I'm going to be scaping a tub in the same way. Lot of plants, lot of fishes, hardscape, rock, wood, driftwood, moss maybe. So I'm exhausted by all this work, so I'm sweating. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to scape a tub, and the video will come soon, maybe in a day or two. I'm in the middle of the project. By the time this video is uploaded, I will be done with the project and the video will come in a day or two. So stay tuned for that, and if you want to watch that video, if you want to get notified, do subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. If you have any thoughts about what I should do in this tank or the pond, just leave a comment. It will be appreciated. Bye guys, thank you. See you in the next video.